Happy Saturday, everyone. I'm here to show you some new journals I finished. I have 4, and they're called, I guess I'm going to call them Wildflower Journals. So we'll do them one at a time. They're all really similar, so I'll go through the first one slow and then the others a little quicker. But I made it out of a file folder, one of those hanging file folders. They have 2 signatures, and the front has a little collage of fabric and some dried flowers. And it has some seam binding and as a closure, and we're going to open it up and get into it. I made these a couple weeks ago, and I was sick. I didn't have a voice to record this, so I haven't looked at them in a while. But the inside is lined with fabric to give it a little more structure. And I love this beautiful fabric I picked up at in the scrap bin at my local store. I thought it was beautiful. I didn't want to cover it with a pocket, so I put pockets on the front. So there's a little flip out here. I used a lot of, floral ephemera. And I also, I had a lot of fun with this. I saw someone on YouTube take tea bags and make, like I press flowers from my garden at the end of the year in a book. And I took them and I used matte medium and put them in between a tea bag. So throughout this journal, you'll see the pressed flowers from my garden. So I put one on that little pocket there. So here's a little handmade journal card. This is just a little piece of ephemera. Tucks back here. This one has a little stamp. And then I've made 2 little journal cards here, and I just used some twine on most of my tags in this one. This is a wildflower printout digital download that I had that I love, and then I have some words that go with gardens and plants. Little tuck spot there. This is some wildflower digital download that I had. A little lined paper. This is from an old gardening book. There's some stenciling. I don't know if you could see it. Stenciling on that page. Just to give it a little flair on the back too. This is from a garden book. And there's that wildflower digital download. So here I have 2 little quotes. This is the center of this signature, and they has little flowers on the center strings. And this is a vintage tea card, and then just a little fussy cut that you could put somewhere in your journal. It's just a little tag. That's a digital download also. And I think the papers, the digital download papers are so beautiful. This is a little card, a little envelope with just a little tea-stained paper with a little floral stamping on it. And I just paper clipped that on. Oops, I caught 2 pages. Let's get that here. And here's that old book, lined paper. The wildflower papers, I think, are so beautiful. I found them on Etsy, and I'm just in love with them. That was the theme for the idea for this whole book, or inspiration, I guess you should say. And then this paper too, I just love it. So here is another of my pressed flowers. Let me show you the tags first. Tuck them in. And this is you could see it's a, what do they call it? A dragon? Snapdragon flower. So that's on a Well, and here's another one. And it's all like either Mod Podge or gel medium. This is a little scrap paper, so you could pull them out and just use them to collage in your journals. Has several pages. And this is a little, it's a large playing card, and it has a little butterfly charm. And this is Tim Holtz tissue paper that I Mod Podged on there. And this is just some eco prints. And this is the second signature. I love this one. This one is actually a begonia. And I love how they came out. You know, when they Mod Podge down, you can see how circular the flowers are, the petals are. They're just so pretty. I love it. This is just a little tag. And these are two little tags that I added here. This is just some fabric with some stitching and a little tuck spot. Here's that beautiful paper, lined paper, the book page, some stenciling again. This is the book I used. It's a Janet Marsh gardening book or plant book. And here's two more little, this is also the center. It has little flowers. And it has a little tea card and a little fussy cut. And then on this side, it's just a little card, journal card. But I love the way these came out. There's a ton of room for journaling in these. And I just think the images are so beautiful. This one I just put a little cut off of the wildflower paper. There's a little quote down here. This is another pocket. It has a little flower watering pail. And it's a cute little charm. And then this is just a little scrap piece that I decorated. And here's another flower from my garden. Not sure what flower that is, but I pressed a whole bunch. This one, I think it's a pansy. It's purple. And there's two more journaling cards here. Eco-dyed paper, and that's the end. So they are, again, two signatures. Let me measure it for you quick. They're about 8 inches tall and about 5.5 inches or 5.5. Yeah, 5.5 inches wide. Two signatures, plenty of room for writing. So on some of the spines, I put lace, and on some, I put this beautiful paper that I got at actually the paper store. It was like a large piece of paper, and I've been using pieces of it here and there. So I'm not going to go through this one thoroughly, but I'll just show you real quick. They're all set up the same. So I'll just real quick go through them. Some of them, I put the pressed flowers on handmade paper and then put them on a tea bag on top to seal it. So I tried a couple of different ways to do it, but they are pretty much identical. They still have the envelope with the little card inside. I'm just going to go through this quick. The same centers. Journaling cards and tuck spots, pretty much the same in both. Of course, they're, slightly different, but there's another one. Generally the same. I love this one. I can't remember what type of flower that was. I think it might have been, I don't know. I wanted to say a mum, but I don't know, maybe. But I love how that one came out. That one came out really cool. some of them had some bulk to them, so I put them on, different papers. If the tea bag wasn't strong enough. Here's the center of this one. Has some fussy cuts and little tea flowers. So that is the second one. This one's a begonia. Again, I love the way the begonias came out. And here's another one of those, maybe a mum. I don't know. At the end of the season, I run around with a little plastic bag and gather up all the flowers in the garden that I have left. This one has like a brown seam binding. I ran out of the green. But similar, this one has the paper. And again, the inside is very similar. So this one has a little charm. That one came out beautiful. So it was fun to try different methods to see how they took. And I have to say, I felt like the tea bags were a little, like you couldn't really see the flower. It distorted the flower a little bit. So I saw another person post that they used tissue paper. So on some of them, I tried tissue paper, and I have to say, I like the way the tissue paper worked the best because you could see the flower really well. Yeah. Okay. And there's a little, I think that's a snapdragon. So journaling cards in there or a little different, but otherwise they're generally the same. See, this one is just tea bag. You see how it's kind of harder to see the color? It mutes it a little. So it was a fun experiment. I had a ball. Here's a fussy cut that I put in here with a little tea card. But you can see that these are all very similar. Use the same types of papers. This is my favorite. So this one, I didn't use the, this is a Cosmo. I didn't use the tea bag thing. I just put it between two pieces of vellum, I guess. Not vellum. Like overhead projector paper. I don't know what you call it. But I just sewed it between them without any, medium to hold it in. And, oh, it's so beautiful, nice and clear. I just don't have a lot of that. So I wanted to try some new methods. And the last one has the front. Sorry, I hit the camera. That's why it's shaking. And this is the last one. And again, very slight similarities. Very slight differences. They're all very similar. Has the little flip out with the pocket. There's another one. I just love how they came out. So they're actual wildflowers from my garden. There's another one. And it was just so much fun. This one has a flip out with a top tuck. This one I did a little cluster with some watercolor paint. There's the envelope, gardening book. There's the center. So you could see they're all very similar. So I just wanted to share these with you. I want to get them in my shop. This one is a tea bag, so you could see how it muted it a little. That's a snapdragon. And this one has a little card with some embossing. Can you see the embossing in there? I love it. Love it. These came out so cool. I used up all my flowers from last year in these books. But they were worth it. It was so fun. It was a lot of fun to do. And I love the way these came out. Oh, some stitching on top. This is a little flip out. I put a paper clip just to hold the glue, but it flips out fine. without the paper clip. And there's the center on this one. And that is it. Oh, this one has another little flip out. So, I love this one because you can see the stamens in there. So pretty. And little journaling spots in there. So I am so happy with these. And I hope you love them too. That fabric. So this one also has the lace. So 2 signatures. So I'm going to get them up on my Etsy, hopefully today. And I hope you enjoyed them. It was good seeing everybody again. Hope you're all well and safe and having a fun, crafty weekend. Bye.